Imagine ordering the latest iPhone 16, but instead of receiving it in days, you're told it'll take 6 months. And don't even think about finding that Tesla Model 3 you wanted until next year. Welcome to the global supply chain crisis, where even tech giants like Amazon, Apple, and Tesla aren't immune to shipping woes, missing parts, and all sorts of logistical nightmares. It's like a global game of Jenga, except every time you pull out a piece, someone yells, "Suez Canal blockage." And in this game, there's no winner, just a race against the clock to keep up with ever-growing consumer demands. The pandemic may have started the avalanche, but other global factors are keeping this crisis in full swing. The perfect storm. What went wrong? If you're wondering why your Amazon package is late, it's not entirely Jeff Bezos' fault, though it might feel that way when you're refreshing the tracking page for the third time. The global supply chain has been under attack from multiple fronts over the last few years. First, the US-China trade war caused significant rifts in global manufacturing networks. Then, COVID-19 hit like a freight train, causing factory shutdowns and labor shortages worldwide. The Russia-Ukraine war continues to throw a wrench into international trade routes, particularly in Europe. Add natural disasters, political instability, and inflationary pressures to the mix, and you've got a supply chain cocktail that no one wants to sip. Tesla's road bumps, not just software glitches. Tesla might be known for their sleek electric cars, but Elon Musk's empire has been facing speed bumps on the supply chain highway, and not just the kind that involve software bugs. Tesla faced significant setbacks with its lowest quarterly deliveries in over a year. The company shipped around 387,000 vehicles in the first quarter, an 8% drop from the previous year. But it's not just about numbers. Tesla's production was hit by external disruptions, including a suspected arson incident at its German gigafactory that left hundreds of vehicles unfinished and halted operations. Moreover, attacks on shipping lanes in the Red Sea further delayed the arrival of essential components from Europe. Amazon's solution: build it closer to home. While Tesla is struggling with international hurdles, Amazon is trying a different approach, moving production closer to home. In an attempt to reduce dependence on fragile global supply routes, Amazon has shifted parts of its manufacturing to North America. This nearshoring strategy is designed to reduce delays and keep products flowing smoothly to consumers in the US and Europe. However, there are concerns that this might just be a short-term fix. Supply chain experts warn that even nearshoring won't completely eliminate the risks of delays and shortages, as natural disasters and political factors can still disrupt operations. Additionally, nearshoring is expensive, and whether Amazon can balance cost efficiency with timely deliveries remains to be seen. Apple's approach: cut carbon, but not corners. Apple, on the other hand, has a slightly different focus. While the tech giant is no stranger to supply chain disruptions, it's also taking steps to make its production more sustainable. Apple ramped up its efforts to decarbonize its supply chain, pushing suppliers to use renewable energy and cut down on carbon emissions. This is all part of Apple's larger goal to be carbon neutral by 2030. However, pushing for sustainability has created new challenges, particularly when it comes to sourcing eco-friendly materials and managing supplier compliance. On top of that, shifting to renewable energy in a world still heavily reliant on fossil fuels isn't exactly smooth sailing. But leave it to Apple to turn even a crisis into an opportunity for a greener future. Inventory glut. Too much, too late. If you thought shortages were the only problem plaguing global supply chains, think again. In some sectors, including tech, there's now an inventory glut. During the pandemic, companies like Apple and Amazon rushed to restock items to meet skyrocketing demand. However, with the economy slowing down, they've ended up with warehouses full of unsold products. It's the ultimate case of too much, too late. While consumers are still finding empty shelves for some high-demand products, other items are piling up, creating a logistical headache for companies that don't know whether to cut prices, donate stock, or simply wait it out. Shortages, price hikes, and empty shelves. Despite some products sitting unsold in warehouses, shortages for other goods continue to frustrate consumers. Items like bikes, semiconductors, and even basic groceries are still hard to come by. The global supply chain crisis has not only limited availability, but has also pushed prices sky high, leaving some industries unable to operate at full capacity. For example, the ongoing war in Ukraine has disrupted grain supplies, contributing to food inflation, while China's zero-COVID policy in previous years led to shutdowns in major ports like Shanghai, causing long-lasting ripple effects. Experts predict that industrial production could drop by 4% to 5% in the next year due to these persistent disruptions. Geopolitical nightmares, trade routes under siege. Tesla isn't the only company concerned about international trade disruptions. The geopolitical tensions between China and the West are putting major shipping routes, particularly in the South China Sea, under threat. This region handles a significant portion of global trade, and disruptions here have global ramifications. In response, Amazon has diversified its shipping routes, and Apple continues to invest in alternative production centers outside Asia. But while diversifying might help, the fundamental issue remains. As long as these geopolitical tensions exist, companies will be at the mercy of unpredictable disruptions, whether it's an international conflict or a cyber attack. Adapt or die. Resilience in supply chains. Despite these challenges, companies are learning to adapt. Tesla, for instance, has taken steps to mitigate risks by producing more of its components in-house. This allows them to maintain a certain level of autonomy, even when external suppliers face delays or shortages. The company has also been able to adjust production lines on the fly, ensuring that minor disruptions don't halt entire operations. Similarly, Amazon has invested heavily in robotics and artificial intelligence, AI, to optimize warehouse efficiency and improve delivery times, reducing dependency on human labor in some areas. These advancements may not solve all their problems, but they do show that innovation is key to navigating a crisis. The future of supply chains. Nearshoring is the new offshoring. As companies grapple with the ongoing disruptions, one trend that has gained momentum in 2024 is nearshoring. More businesses are moving their production closer to home in an effort to shorten supply chains and reduce the risk of delays. This shift has seen factories in Latin America and Eastern Europe get a boost as they take over production lines previously based in Asia. While nearshoring helps companies stay agile in the face of unpredictable global events, it's not without challenges. Production costs in these regions are higher than in traditional manufacturing hubs like China, which could lead to higher prices for consumers. Will it get better? The million-dollar question. When will the supply chain crisis end? Unfortunately, experts are not optimistic about a quick fix. Analysts predict that global supply chains may not stabilize until 2025, as geopolitical tensions, natural disasters, and labor shortages continue to wreak havoc on global trade. While companies like Tesla, Apple, and Amazon are working hard to find solutions, the complexity of modern supply chains means that delays, shortages, and rising costs are likely to persist. So the next time you're frustrated about a delayed delivery, just remember, it's not just your package that's lost in transit, it's the whole world's supply chain. And that wraps up our deep dive into how Amazon, Apple, and Tesla are navigating the global supply chain crisis. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on the latest in tech, business, and global news, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.